Hi there, my name is Deb Dutta. I've been a technology executive for about 24 years now, and through these years I've had a lot of fun building some great companies and working with some great people across the world. McAfee and Brocade are two of the organizations where I have spent a significant amount of time and I've had a lot of fun. Obviously, the results that we saw in both those companies were extremely heartening. But as I grew those two companies and worked with a tremendous group of people in making that happen, I realized that people play a very, very important role in how an organization evolves. Growth is a beautiful thing, but as they say, growth is very painful, and you don't enjoy growth while you're going through the process. It's like braces. When you have them on, they're very painful, and you don't enjoy the rewards of the braces till they come off. Companies are not any different. So I realized that as organizations evolve, one of the most painful things that is associated with their growth is the evolution of their people. People who are extremely successful, literally rock stars in the company when the company is small, start to get wobbly as the organization grows, as the demand of the roles that they are hired for and the functions that they play start to rapidly change. And this is a very painful exercise, and I've seen that in front of my eyes, or people who have been absolutely productive when the organization was 50 million start to become suspect when an organization is 100 million, and by the time the organization is 200 million in revenue, they start to absolutely get redundant. It was painful for me to see that happen because none of these people were actually not trying hard. They were doing their best. They were loyal. They liked the company. They liked their roles, but they were just not shaping up. Some people would normally scale. They don't need any training. They don't need any guidance. They just scale naturally. But those are the exceptions. But the majority of the people struggle. Then if you look at the other side of people who are not yet in the workforce, there's a different kind of a problem. And that problem is the competition that they're going to face. Today's world is more exciting than it ever was. It throws up more possibilities than it ever did. But on the flip side, you've got so much competition as the world population increases and as the population of qualified people grow. So you've got more than 100 people competing for one entry-level job. 77% of people who are looking for jobs are willing to migrate. That means they are willing to go to another country, another city, another state to look for the right opportunity. But 80% of the people who are in the workforce today are looking for another job. They are dissatisfied where they are. So you put all these things up, and it throws up a tremendous amount of competition for the right jobs. And in that situation, what becomes important is an individual's ability to not only possess the capabilities and the competencies, but also be able to differentiate themselves from the other people that they're going to compete with. And then it's one thing to get a job. In my career, in my experience and the experience that I've shared or people have shared with me, I've realized that the biggest challenge for hiring managers is to get a person to be productive and ready to perform in the role that he's been hired for. And that takes a lot of time if the candidate is not ready. And the longer it takes for that person to be productive, the bigger risk it poses to the business. And hiring managers absolutely hate it. Now, if you look at it from the individual side, it's one thing to get a job. It's another thing to keep a job. Because as the person falls short of the requirements of the role, he not only frustrates his hiring manager, but also frustrates himself and puts tremendous amount of pressure on his own being. So you put these three things together: the evolution of people, the ability to differentiate in a very competitive job market, and be ready and be productive to not only get a job, but keep a job and then grow in a job. You put all these three together and you have a big sizable problem that needs to be solved. That's how BrightPath came about. And we built BrightPath as a solution provider who helps drive organization and people productivity through managed learning. When I say learning, we are not just talking about learning at a particular level. At BrightPath, we have this philosophy of a career life cycle. What that essentially means is that we have built content over the years which addresses people at every stage of their career. So we've got something from you right from the stage where you're planning to get into the work field. That is, you're a tertiary student, you're an early job seeker, to being a middle manager, and then all the way to being a senior manager. We've got something for you all through that process. So it's a learning continuum, and this content has been built by content developers who are very trained in this particular area. It has been supervised by executives who have run very successful businesses around the world, because our objective was not only to find and build great content for people in the workplace or people aspiring to be in the workplace, but to have a fabulous way and a very easy, intuitive way to deliver that content to them. We focus in three areas: workplace readiness, which means getting people ready to be productive in the roles that they are hired for. We've got content for leadership and life skills, which is the next level, where after you're comfortable being where you are, how do you then grow in those roles and become leaders? And to be able to become leaders, you also need to understand life skills. What's the point of being professionally successful and failing in life? So we teach about health, about relationships, about how to make wealth, because those are the final outcomes because of which you are going out and seeking employment. And then finally, personal branding, because you can learn everything, but if you don't have a way to propagate what you've learned for others to consume or others to be aware, you're not going to make a lot of progress. So those are the three things we focus on: workplace readiness, leadership development, and personal branding. And we do this through two of our products called My Career School and Skills Exchange. Our methodology for delivering our value to you is in 4 stages. The first stage is learning. Learning is where you pick up all the content and the knowledge that we've carefully put together for you. And you can do it at your own pace, at your own time. After you've learned, the next stage is the assessment stage. And in the assessment stage, you're basically testing yourself. How much you know, how much you've been able to grasp the content that we have provided for you. After you've done those 2 things, then the third stage is to broadcast yourself. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't know how to brand and broadcast yourself, then that learning is not delivering the value to you that it needs to. So we've got a way by which you can broadcast your capabilities, your accomplishments, your scores, the tracks that you've covered, and we've created an electronic platform from where you can broadcast this to all the people who might be interested in you. And I'm talking about the recruiting community. It could be recruiters, it could be hiring organizations who are going to hire your profile. And then the fourth stage is the next stage of continuum, where you are a part of a community, you get continual mentorship, and you get feedback. And again, we do this through a social platform, which is also accessible by the people who are from the recruiting community again. So we believe that learning is a continuum. It's a continual process, and it's not static, it's dynamic. So we not only give you the knowledge, we not only provide you with tools to test yourself, but we then provide you with tools to broadcast yourself and to continually engage with us and continually grow yourself over the years. That is BrightPath, and we do this through two of our solutions called My Career School and Skills Exchange. We normally approach customers through partnerships, and we've got strong partnerships that take us to our clients around the world. And these partnerships are with educational institutions, education propagators, and technology companies. We have worked very hard to build the stuff that we have built. And if you visit our website at www.brightpath-learning.com, you will get to see all that we've done. And I'm very, very certain that you will like what you see. So thank you very much for your time. And I wish every student, every job seeker, and every professional who's out there working very hard every day to be successful and flourish in their professional and personal lives. Thank you very much.